Hello and welcome to Untwisted Threads. This is Cascade Yarns Anchor Bay. This 50% cotton, 50% superwash merino wool yarn features 41 colors. The colorway that we chose is 07 Bluebell. This 100 gram skein with 240 meters or 262 yards works up as a DK weight yarn. The suggested gauge on a US 6 to 7 or 4 to 4.5 millimeter needles is 20 to 22 stitches per 4 inches or 10 centimeters. For our swatch, I will be using a 4.5 millimeter needle size. In today's video, we're going to review and score Cascade Yarns Anchor Bay using our 5 categories, which are availability, softness, traction, durability, and cost, to help you decide if this is the best yarn for you and your next project. Stay tuned until the end for a few pattern recommendations as well. Would you like to see how all of our yarns compare to one another or enter to win our monthly giveaway? Join our free newsletter linked in the description box below. Let's get started. For availability, we give Anchor Bay a score of 4 out of 5. Cascade Yarns originates here in the United States, and this one is pretty easy for you to be able to purchase, but it's not as widely available as, say, Cascade 220. You can find it on Lovecrafts, Webs, and a few other smaller yarn shops, but you're probably not going to run into it everywhere you look, if that makes sense. It's pretty common, but it's not quite a 5 out of 5. For softness, we give it a score of 4.5 out of 5. We've reviewed quite a few cotton merino yarns already this summer, and even did a comparison video of 3 of the most popular ones, but I've gotta say this one is the softest of this particular blend that we have reviewed on our channel so far. It's not too soft, but it's also not too drying either. For comparison, I'd say it's softer than Cascade Yarns Heritage and not quite as soft as Barocco Pima Soft. I'd say it's pretty comparable to West Yorkshire Spinner's Elements. For a micron count or softness scale rating, we'd estimate it around a 20 or 21 micron count, just about or even a little softer than some merino yarns. I think it's a pretty good happy medium of softness considering the 2 fibers, and it noticeably got softer after blocking. For its appearance, this yarn didn't take on a woolly look, but the merino did give the cotton a noticeable amount of softness and bounce to it. Up close, you can see the different colors that are twisted together, very similar to how Drop's cotton merino looks. I think it's probably because the 2 fibers took the dye differently. When it comes to breathability, cotton and merino are both breathable fibers, so you shouldn't have to worry about overheating in this yarn. It could be a great option to consider if you live in warmer climates or even just as a summer yarn. For traction, we give it a score of 4 out of 5. I imagine it was user error, but this yarn kept sliding off of my finger, and for some reason, rather than me getting used to the fiber, it slid off even more as I kept knitting. Normally, we would recommend a wooden needle rather than an aluminum or metal needle to help with grip in a yarn that is sliding around, but I don't recall having a sliding issue like this before, where the problem was my finger and skin. But it did have a pretty good tension otherwise. For durability, we give it a score of 4 out of 5. For the strand of yarn itself, it did noticeably unravel at the end, especially when finished with my swatch. For the fiber content, merino wool is more durable than cotton on its own, but I think the good of both fibers complement the less good in the other. Cotton doesn't have any give or stretch, merino does. Merino can get too warm in the summer, while cotton absorbs water and allows more airflow. Merino is prone to pilling, cotton typically is not. Hopefully you can see what I mean here by complementary fibers. When it came to the stress test, we're happy to report that we didn't notice any pilling fabric to fabric. However, as I was feeling the swatch with my hand, I did notice some larger amounts of pilling. Since the merino wool is superwash treated, you'll be pleased to hear you can put your projects made in this yarn into the washing machine on a gentle warm cycle and lay it flat to dry. For cost, we give it a score of 3.9 out of 5. For being a 100 gram skein, you can expect to pay $11.50 US per skein. That breaks down to about 4 cents per yard, meaning a size medium sweater would cost you about $58. Overall, we give Cascade Yarns Anchor Bay a score of 4.08 out of 5. I honestly don't know why this yarn isn't talked about more. Maybe my mind is tunnel vision to drops and Santasgarn, and that's how this yarn slid under the radar. But we definitely recommend you checking it out if you're looking for a soft and widely available cotton merino yarn to use in a project this summer. So we had a little look on Ravelry and wanted to share a few pattern recommendations with you, hopefully to inspire you if you're wanting to use this yarn for a project of your own. The first pattern is Charisma by Martin Storey. This free pattern comes in 5 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 33¼ to 47¾ inches and looks like it recommends a little bit of positive ease. This rib and lace batwing style sweater top is worked flat in panels from the bottom up. Increases are used from the body stitches along the underarms to create the sleeves. If you were worried about coverage, you could make the back panel of the top all stockinette and just have the lace detail on the front. The next pattern is called Mallow by Alicia Plummer. It comes in 11 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 39 to 79 inches and recommends 5 to 7 inches of positive ease. This bobble and textured rib stitch sweater is worked in the round from the bottom up until the sleeve edges, then split and worked flat. It is rejoined for working in the round during shoulder shaping before separating at the center front neck to work the neckline shaping flat. The neckline and sleeves are picked up and worked in the round. The last pattern is called Dress Me Up by Alice Hammer. This lace stitch shawl wrap comes in 1 size with finished measurements of 68½ inches across the long edge and 46 inches along the shorter edge. It is knitted flat from the top down, starting with a Turkish cast on. Then it grows as a regular shawl with an easy to memorize lace detail pattern, increasing 4 stitches every same row on the sides and at the center. Have you used Cascade Yarns Anchor Bay yarn before? What yarn would you like for us to do a review on next? We would love to hear your thoughts and recommendations in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's review, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.